Hey, folks. We're here on a Sunday in January. Getting a little warmer out there. Maybe the first hints of spring in certain parts of North America. Just thought I'd hop on, say hi to all you guys, and see what you're up to in this post-NAMM Sunday evening. I think I saw Mr. BHB. Is that Bruce out there? How you doing, buddy? How's Ohio doing on this fine day? Greetings. Adam EVH. Hey, buddy. How you doing? And yes, I do have a guitar in my hands. Got the 71 in my hands today. Something noodle on while I'm chatting with you fine folks. Excuse me. Oh, Sinner's in the house as well. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Oh, look at that. Thumbs up already. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Dry Heat 480. How you doing? So yeah, I figure I'd title this week Post NAMM, since that's what's going on this past few days. I saw some nice stuff there. Seems like we all knew some people that were there. My gosh, I don't know if you guys follow Michael Smith on Facebook or Instagram or whatever he's on, but my gosh, he seems to have met just about everybody this week. Man, looked awesome. I'm really happy to see that. Got everybody saying hello to each other down in the chat there. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I knew a few of the things coming out just before NAMM in the couple of weeks leading up. Some of the Fender stuff coming out. Was it the Parallel Universe? That really, let's be honest, it seems to be more of a rebranding of their Pawn Shop series. But hey, I think there's some nifty little stuff there. Stuff that you don't have to buy yourself a Fender or a Squier and buy a bunch of parts just to make something that they're now making automatically on their own. Love it. Great idea. Why not? See, they redid, was it version 4 of the Hot Rod series, which was interesting. A lot of the coverage I saw, and nobody was mentioning that they still made a 410 combo, although I did hear late yesterday that there is in fact still a 410 combo available. Not positive, I'm pretty sure I heard that yesterday, which is cool, because some people still want those. Richie was playing through one up until not too long ago, but that's a story for him to tell, I would say. Yeah, I agree, Dry Heat. Jade and James got our Metal Stage podcast some serious great coverage at NAMM this year. That was really awesome, guys. That hooked up with Jaden and worked that out. Sorry, keep noodling away here. So yeah, what else did we see? The new Ibanez Genesis series out, which is really a rebranding of the RG550s by the looks of things. Built in Japan. Got my hands on one on Thursday evening. Got to play it. Ooh, she's a beast of a guitar to play. That's for sure. Still loving that RG550. Oh, it was that fluorescent bright yellow with black hardware and pickups. Man, I want one. And not a bad price point for, fine, built in Japan, 1,200 Canadian. I can't remember what that works out to American, but I'd say $950. Possibly cheaper because you don't have to deal with tariffs and such as much. What else did I see? I thought was pretty cool. That new Electro Harmonix looper system. That's interesting. It's like 6 loops you can layer and blend and fade and do all kinds of stuff with. That was pretty wild. And I saw Friedman brought out some preamps that looked pretty nifty. Really curiously, I've always liked the Friedman tone stacks that they've done. Really want to check one of them out. Yeah, that looper seems pretty cool. Bruce from Ohio says, yeah. Complicated. I'd be sitting down with a manual, figure that one out. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I hope the video is a little better than last time I tried this. And the audio, I'm using the old earbuds and microphone just to try to keep the audio up there for everybody. Excuse me. I was debating whether or not to go live today. And then I don't know if you guys saw Johnny Bean was on a little while ago. And Center asked if I was going to go live. I was 50-50, so I thought, why not? Says Adam EVH, I got a ton of NAMM vids I'll be catching up on all week. Come on, GitCon. No kidding. Hey, Jim Guidry's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Talking with Jim a little earlier today. That was earlier today, I believe, Jim. Yeah. I was away from my phone. I came back and Mr. Jim had sent me a nice little message and see how my day was going. Quite good, sir. Quite good. Back at it tomorrow, you know. Actually, I had the weekend off for once. We were supposed to shoot some videos yesterday, some gear review videos, but unfortunately life got in the way and Richie and I weren't able to do that yesterday. So we're hoping, have to check our schedules, but we'll get some out there sooner or later. But we're definitely going to keep up with the live stuff, and anything you guys want to see or talk about, you know, shoot us a message, comment, what have you, and we'll look at it, definitely. Oh, we got 6 people watching. 4 thumbs up. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. R2, R3, Locking Nuts in the house. Good to see you, brother. I don't even know if you guys can hear this thing resonating acoustically or not, but again, for those that are just tuning in, I'm just picking away on my Telecaster. Still got to get around and upgrade some of the parts. I'm hoping I get some parts in this week for it. Getting my new switch, and had this somewhat apart the other day. Taking a look at it, had the pick guard off it, re-securing the neck pickup in it. And it definitely, I'm thinking somebody spilt a malt beverage on this thing several years ago, because this pick guard was pretty stuck to the body and there was quite the little dried former liquid that was in there. Actually, a little piece of the finish came off on the pick guard when I pulled it off, but not that I really care. Nobody would see it anyways, because it's under the pick guard. So what'd you guys see out there that you really thought was cool from NAMM? I'm still catching up on the videos. I've been really busy the last few days, so. Wait, did we already see that guitar, Ben? I'm trying to think, Bruce. I haven't showed it on any of my shows. I don't think I showed it when I was on Joe Wentz's show. Yeah, here, if you guys, it's a Rosewood Fretboard, 1971 Telecaster. Oh, that's currently hooked onto my guitar stand. Hang on, there we go. White guard, all original. I don't think you can really see, you can't really see the checking and such like that, but what I really love is the amount of bird's eye in this neck is just unreal. Really lucked out there. She's got a few dings here and there, like that nice little wow. No finish left in that corner. But hey, she's been played, she's been enjoyed. You can see it all along those edges there. It's all just kind of gnarled up and it's a little loose. I gotta secure that a little better, but hey, I've already been gigging with it. So yeah, this was a gift from a cousin of mine. I got it just before Christmas. So far, the only thing I've done to it is wanting to replace the nut. Again, there's some serious, you can see the whole gouges in the slots for that nut. And I have a piece of paper just to keep the G string off the fretboard just so I can play it initially. I got a nut to replace in it. Smoothed out the back of the neck a bit. It's still a little, it's got a bunch of little dings in the back, so I'm just trying to smooth that out, taking down some of the thick lacquer finish because I don't like much of a finish on my necks anyways, so win-win on that. And she's been well played. She's nice. I think the biggest thing is I still have the old ashtray that pops over top that's sitting in this case right over here. I grab it out, but I'd probably pull my phone down trying to do that. But and I think the guy whoever gigged with us the most definitely left the old cover on there because the finish is a different color right around the bridge area, so it has been not exposed to as much light. And yeah, she's a dandy little player. I haven't even changed the strings on it since I got it, and I gigged with it once a few weeks ago, and I played it all but one song all night, and the only reason I didn't use for the other one is because I had another guitar in open tuning that I play slide on for one song. Oh, right on. We got 6 people watching. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So how was your weekend, guys? Let me know. What'd you do? See something at NAMM you liked? You know, something you want? I saw those new, all the new EVH stuff look pretty sweet. I know that much. I know there's a few EVH lovers in the crowd here. I know my partner in crime, Richie, did a little project yesterday, but I'm going to wait and let him talk about that on the show this week. Yeah, the Candy Apple Red Wolfgang R2, R3 Locking Nut says looks pretty. Yeah, well, anything Candy Apple Red and got me sold. They are beautiful. I really want Richie's Candy Apple Red Mexican Telly so bad. And this, you know, and I play the vintage stuff, but man, I do like his Mexican Telly. Although I will say I do miss not having a belly cut. I'm so used to playing my Mexican Telly, it's got that belly cut, and I can tell you the whole finish on the back of this thing is wore off. ESPs were incredible, Jim Guidry says. Yes, yeah, there's some nice ones there. I barely watched any of the NAMM coverage for the most part. I just haven't had time. Definitely got to catch up on that prior to Thursday show, right, guys? So, oh yeah, saw this. Didn't even really talk too much about with my buddy there from Arden's Music Store. He was so busy. He was in and out. He kind of went touch base with Fender, which is what he usually does, and a couple other companies. But I think it was just more of a meet and greet in and out. He pretty much already knows what he wants ordered and stuff like that. So he already told me a couple weeks ago he had the Parallel Series ones on order. So I'll get to review those, try them out at least. I think there's some Jacksons coming in, he said. Some ESP LTD, probably more LTD line than ESP. He carried that line a few years ago and stopped for whatever reason. I don't know, you know the way things are, cyclical. So I'm looking forward to trying them. I haven't played any of that stuff in a few years. I remember trying a few of their single cuts and stuff when I was shopping for some guitars a few years ago, and I forget why I didn't go with one at the time. Would have been made sense. I was playing a lot of drop C hard stuff, so I think I ended up just picking up a few Epiphone Les Pauls to work with me, you know, main one in the backup at that time. Excuse me. Tickling my throat. It's the time of year, everybody's sick. What else could we discuss this evening? Before I forget, we are still running a contest here on the channel. If you're interested in a Digitech death metal pedal, to enter, all you have to do is go on to any of our videos once they've streamed live. What do we got here? Charvel Jackson has some really nice guitars, reasonably priced. I agree, Dry Heat 480. Yeah, if you want entered in the contest for the pedal, all you have to do is comment, I want that pedal, or I want that death metal pedal, give me it. Whatever you want to do. We've got some entrants already. Oh, well, we're going to run it a couple more weeks anyways, and I already took it out of my backpack to show everybody. Haha. So here it is. Quality construction. Just something we thought, you know, you guys have given us a brilliant launch right from the start, and I've seen a ton of support in the YouTube community, and I thank everybody very much. And I had this sitting here, and I thought, it's not going to make it on my board, so why not give it to one of you fine folks out there? So, you know, put in the comments, I want that pedal, and I'll do the draw in a couple of weeks, and then I'll be contacting you for your shipping information at that time. So yeah, other than that, well, thanks, Adam. Thank you very much. I'd say, you know, comment anytime during live streams, but like for now, I just have it on my phone here, and, whoop, and I do stuff like that, dropping my phone. How brilliant of me. There we go. Oh, a little crooked, but what are you gonna do? So, yeah, the comments, you know, they're just up so fast, and I don't think it'd be fair if you commented and I don't remember to write down your name afterwards, you know, and they pop up so fast, it just wouldn't be fair. So just say go back on any of our videos, comment, and awesome. Awesome, Jim. I've done it too. Dropping your phone or entering the contest. Yeah, I swear they need to make these things about 6 feet long. That'd be, you know, real brilliant. I don't know who invented the length of these things, but they're not enough. I guess arm's length, they figured that's about it. So dropping phone, yeah. Oh, somehow turned my vape off too. That was brilliant. Yeah, if you watched the episode I was on with Mr. Joe Wentz, I think I dropped it 3 or 4 times. Yeah, yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Which, by the way, Joe, if you're listening while you're heading down the highway, be safe, brother, out on the highway. Keep doing what you're doing. We love what you're doing. And I want to say that too with Adam and Jim and Center from our Metal Stage podcast. These guys, I love tuning into all your guys' podcasts. Crack me up, you know, no holds barred. Love it. Just pure, honest goodness, metal fun. And on that note, guitar strings. What kind do I use? Well, for the longest time, I used Ernie balls. When I was playing, I got into Ernie balls on Rich Shanahan's recommendation about 2010 or so, I guess. Oh, thanks, Center. Yeah, he says he digs out my stuff too. Well, we appreciate it. I used an 11 through 46, I want to say, the pinkish, purplish pack. Try to keep it real like us. Yeah, I don't put on any airs. You know, we just shoot from the hip, talk with your heart. That way, you know, if somebody tries to call you out on something, chances are we weren't BSing because we just tell the truth anyways. Yeah, I used 11 through 46. Got back into playing in standard tuning a couple years ago. Dropped down to these guys, 9 through 46. The hybrids, I liked a little thicker on the E string. I don't know why, just do. Played with some 9 through 42s a bit. So then unfortunately, Ernie Ball, I couldn't get them at our local merchant that helps us out. The price points wholesale was just killing them, so he discontinued them. Joe hasn't been around for a few days. Hope all's well. I saw him, or I was talking with him. When was I talking with him? I guess it has been a few days. You're right. Should shoot him a message here. Joe, touch base if you're out there. We haven't heard from you in a while. I think I saw you upload some stuff to YouTube last night. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, on a whim, the guys were trying to find me some new strings. I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of these guys back in the day. Bruce is asking, does anyone know if Joe got his truck working? Not as of a few days ago. There's a few other things going on. We could always, well, assuming it's okay with Joe, let's just say he's got a few issues going on with the truck, Bruce. I could give you some more info if I wanted to, but I wouldn't do it on here. That's all I'll say. It's a, yeah, hassle. We've all been there. So yeah, I was given a few sets of these to try out. 9 through 46. Yeah, you could. Recently we started tuning down a half step, which is okay with the 9 through 46, but again, I play slide in one song, so I picked up some 10 through 46. This is what I use for open F sharp tuning, which is essentially open G down half a step. R2R3 says you got a free set of NYXLs. Yeah, I tried the NYXLs as well. I didn't find they really lasted much longer. They did feel different. Still not quite sold on the whole pure steel. I was going back and forth between nickel wound, steel wound. I went back to nickel again recently. I don't know. It's just a little softer feel. And I don't know. Maybe I changed my diet a bit a few months ago, and I noticed I'm not killing strings as quickly. My sweat's less acidic. Plus, with it being winter, I'm not sweating as much when playing. so they're lasting a little longer. But NYXL's favorite so far. I'm not opposed to trying new strings though, Adam EVH says. Hey, Blackie DH in the house. Hey guys, how's everyone, he says. Doing well, Blackie, doing well. Yeah, I used GHS boomers when I first started playing. That's what my dad used. And then I mentioned them to Richie, who has a bad experience with them. So he got me on the Ernie balls, and I love them. But they didn't quite last. They were really, really good initially, and then they dove off fairly quick. Whereas I find the Diodarios, they're not quite as nice right out the box, but they stay more consistent longer. So maybe they don't, they start out of the box as an 8 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10, but they hold that 8 much longer. So I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm always on the lookout. I still want to try some of those Billy Gibbons 7s. Just put them on a telly just to see how spanky I could get this thing. And doing those big country bends and... Yeah. So what else we got going on out there? I was talking with the folks at Outlaw Effects. I don't know if you guys are familiar. They're a Canadian company. Adam EVH may be familiar with them. They make a line of the micro pedals. The really, really narrow, half the size of an MXR type thing. I use some of their products. I have one of their tuners on my main gigging board, and then I use one of their reverbs. And I just picked up one of their loopers at Christmas time, which both the reverb and the looper on I built a little flyway board that I keep at work, which just basically has a distortion, a chorus, reverb, and looper for practicing and figure out solos and stuff like that I can't necessarily, may not be able to find a backing track on YouTube to play over or something like that. But I still want to figure out a decent lead, use the old looper. Great little thing. Other than the fact I couldn't turn it off one day, so I had to text Rich because he has the same model looper. I'm like, how do you turn this thing off? And he's like, hold and double tap, or double tap and hold, or... See, I don't even remember. When in doubt, I just unplug it and start over. But yeah, they got a new compressor out, some new overdrives, and something else. So I'm really curious to try out their stuff. They've been a pretty good company. They've been out a few years now, and I've noticed whenever I posted something and tagged them on Instagram and stuff, they're really good at going out and liking it. And I tell you, there's nothing better. You post something for a company, and they take the time to like your little post, because who are we? We're nobody really, but it's nice when they do that. C-Sp, I also had their delay for a while as well. Used it, worked great. Just took it off my board because I picked up another delay. Forget what I even replaced it with. Oh, I was downsizing. I was playing in 2 bands, so I had 2 separate pedal boards, and so I picked up the delay for the one board. And then when I left the other band, all of a sudden I had my MXR carbon copy available to use full-time again. And that carbon copy stays on my board pretty much on same setting all night, except for 4 or 5 songs where I prefer a digital delay sound instead of the analog carbon copy. And the carbon copy is basically set to a simple slapback anyways. And I use a Boss DD3 digital delay for the digital stuff, obviously, which is, I find more 80s stuff I play, like if we do, Don Henley's Dirty Laundry, for instance. I like having that digital delay when I do a solo in that one, more pronounced. That's about it. And when I play slide, I prefer digital delay too. It just makes it sound bigger, and not that I'm any whiz kid at playing slide, but hey, Jaden James is in the house. How you doing, buddy? Loved that coverage from NAMM. You look like you had a blast. Pretty jealous, man. Pretty jealous. That was really good to see. think possibly the best was getting Henning to scream out that metal, or I say I can't do it like he does, but that was pretty awesome. So anything out there that you guys, any rumors you've heard, rumblings? Seems everything on the corporate front has been kind of quiet. I thought it was interesting over the last month or so watching how the big news of Gibson not doing NAMM and Gibson going to basically look like triple their normal footprint at the CES show instead. You know, everyone's claiming that they throw the dirt on top of Gibson, they're dead, and they kind of seems like they're relaunching the Kramer brand, you know, coming out with stuff that we haven't seen in a while. So interesting, and I haven't heard anything bad about whatever the newest Gibsons are, although they have been out for a while, the 2018s. Or maybe we've just stopped complaining about the stuff that you want to complain about. I have my issues. Let's just say if I ever wanted a Les Paul the way I wanted a Les Paul, I have to go custom shop because I don't like weight relief for the most part. You know, I'll put up with a heavier back-breaking guitar, and you pretty much have to go custom shop to avoid weight relief. I don't like the robot tuners, as I don't think anybody does. Oh, I really wish I had something I could plug this guitar into so you guys could kind of hear it too. Oh, 10 people watching. Well, I better stop noodling around and actually say something here. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if some of you guys caught the show Thursday night. I picked up well, I haven't physically picked it up yet, but I acquired another guitar this past week. A Gretsch Electroline, or Electromatic. I can never remember the name. Beautiful orangey wood thing. Absolute Ma'am's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see ya. Yeah. So it's sitting in Nova Scotia. I'm hoping to have it here in the next month or two and be able to play that thing. That'd be great. Cannot wait. You know, sure, I've only had this guy for, say, a month and a half, but definitely not over it. This thing's not going anywhere in my life, but I have wanted a Gretsch for... Hey Ben, are you familiar with Davey Knowles? Okay, I just need a bit of context. Guitar player, company... The name, it's right, you know, it's right back here, guys. You know, it's just on the tip. Davey Knowles. Davey Knowles. Maybe I'm mistaken with a guy I knew with the same name. So I'm going to say maybe. Guess not. Blue Sky, great guitar player. Okay. I do like a lot of blues stuff. I'm just terrible with names, Blackie. I'll be honest. I'd be like, Hendrix. Yeah. Who do you play with? Ooh, 11 people watching, 9 thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys. I feel bad. I'm just sitting here noodling away. Isn't that terrible? Oh, right on. You went to see him last night. Awesome. Gee, I can't remember last time I actually went to see somebody live. Oh, that's terrible. Possibly Tom Petty. Oh, we just got a message. Tuesday. Oh, that's related to band practice. Doesn't really work for you guys. Let me just get that out of the way. I will answer that after we're done going live. Trying to schedule practice for tomorrow night, but looks like one of the guys can't do tomorrow, so now Richie was just asking about Wednesday or Tuesday. Fine with me. I'll play anytime. So yeah, we got a gig coming up next month. We're doing a benefit for a local homeless shelter. Hopefully raise some good money towards that. Be us, another local band by the name of Down and Loaded, which is a band Richie used to actually play with for a period of time. Great group of guys. And we also have a band out of Kingston called the Beta 58s, which if you like old school punk rock, the Beta 58s, they're the real deal. Great guys. Excuse me. I've been watching them for years. Great group of guys. And they play all over Southern Ontario. Still got that same corporate FCG. Over and over in my head. Over and over. Over and over. So yeah, I do some work on this. Hopefully this coming weekend. Get a new switch in from Arizona from the good folks at Fender. So in case you guys don't know, I'm putting a excuse me, 4-way switch in this, which is normal first and fourth positions will be your neck and bridge. Your two middle positions, one middle position will be your normal Tele, both pickups. The other middle position will throw them out of phase to give it more of a Stratocaster sound. For some reason, somebody coined it as a Nashville wiring, and yeah, I'm going to give this thing Nashville wiring. Trying to make it a hot-rodded chicken picker, though I'm not a chicken picker by any stretch of the means. I can do a little bit of it. More of a rockabilly style lead player. And Tellies have always been good for that. So I'm just setting the thing up to be as easy to play as possible. And just in case you're wondering too, what kind of picks do I use? Good old 1mm Dunlop Tortex. They're cheap, they last, although I go through one pick a night probably. Playing. Between wearing down the corners, and I have a tendency to probably do 20 to 30 pick slides over the course of 3-4 sets of music. And I find once you grind a few edges into them, it's not too good. You guys should check them out on YouTube. Yeah, will, Blackie, for sure. It's awesome. Ooh, we got 11 people watching. So yeah, Richie did a little project. You point your cam up, it looks. All right, is that better? Point the cam up. So yeah, Richie was doing some work on one of his tellies yesterday. Looks good. That's all I'm gonna say. There you go, buddy. I definitely say tune in this Thursday. I guess that'll be his feature of the week. I was planning on showing off this thing, but I don't know now. Maybe I will still. Since that's the main show and this is just kind of a relaxed hangout. What else could I show off? Oh, I showed that one off already. Then again, or I may, there's one sitting over there just off camera. Oh no, there's the double neck over that shoulder, but all right, this one right there. Maybe I'll take that one in. It's just blurry enough and out of shot, you can't really see it. Got a few ideas on that one anyway, so yeah. Other than that, just hanging out on a Sunday evening with you fine folks. And talk about anything, you guys. Ubit has Davey Knows full show in Philly. Oh, right on, Bruce. Dave Knowles Fest here. I like that. Hey, man, he's a decent player. Give him some love, right? What else could we talk about? Guys out there, I'm sure a lot of you have Rosewood fretboards. I'm wondering what you guys use to moisturize your fretboards. I've used a variety of things over the years. But over the last couple of years, I've been using nothing but unlobbed lemon oil because it's easy to find, affordable, and does a great job. Some people will tell you you only need a few drops. It depends. Once I really lubricate the fretboard once, then usually every other string change maybe I'll use just a touch and kind of soak up. But it depends on how dry. If the wood's really dry, like this one hasn't been done in a while, it will get a liberal dosage. Just let it soak in as much as it can. And then, yeah, and then every other string change after. Also, if I have guitars that the back of the neck is exposed, I'll put some lemon oil on it a couple times a year. Just, yeah, I don't mind it being dry, but I definitely don't want it to ever crack as a result. So other than that, yeah. So again, figure just hang out here and see how all you guys are doing out there. I'm just trying to think of anything else I wanted to cover. Anything that we got coming up this week. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with the show this week, since our schedules got a little mixed up over the weekend. So, but I'm sure we'll talk about some post-name coverage, show off a couple guitars, maybe show off a pedal or two. I got my pedal board over there. We haven't even really discussed our pedal boards per se. We'll do that. Talk about our pedal boards and how they're ever changing. Although mine's only had one change in the last couple months, and that's just because Richie needed to borrow one of my overdrive pedals until we got him that hot wax. Do you think they will do a Tom Petty tribute on the Grammys tonight? Good question, Absolute Mayhem. I would imagine they'll do at least some kind of a people we lost in 2017 montage, you know, for sure. As far as possibly singling them right out, it's really hard to say. I don't even know how much of a presence rock music even has in the Grammys anymore. I haven't watched the Grammys in about 30 years. I used to watch those award shows, and then I still remember it was the first year they had, what, was it the Grammys where first year heavy metal was a category and Jethro Tull won over Metallica, and I went, I'm out. No thanks. And that was the last award show I ever watched. But they're smart. They should do a tribute to Tom. Tom was a phenomenal player. I know a few of us got to see him on his last tour. I know I did and didn't regret it. Jaden James, I don't know if he's still here. We were talking about that on, I think on Facebook there a while back, wasn't it? I think it was with Jaden. 3 Grammys and 18 noms. That's it? He should have more than 3. See, again, just personal opinion. But yeah, I saw Tom maybe mid-tour. It was July 15th, I believe. Oh, there's our drummer getting back about band practice. Yeah, Jaden caught him in the LA show right at the end of the tour, which if you guys know what happened with him and stuff with his hip, the Tom I saw and the Tom he saw were 2 different people, definitely by the sounds of things. When I saw him, you would never know he was in that much pain. He was nothing but professional. Okay, so in case any of my bandmates are watching, apparently we are practicing tomorrow. All right, well, there we go. So you guys know what I'm up to tomorrow. I got band practice after work. So that means close up the shop at 6. drive 50, 55 miles to practice for 7. I gotta set up my stuff too, I just remember that. Oh well. I already got most of my gear over at the practice space. We play through headphones anyways, virtual amps. Don't know what software we use, I leave that all to Richie. Edge 7-fold told the Grammys to get bent. Nice. You guys can't really hear the guitar as well as I can. Yeah, don't even get me started on award shows. It's like, don't even get me started on gold records. It's not even units sold, really. No, we can't do Thursday, Shane. Sorry. Band practice. Oh. Damn. Went to swipe away the message, ended up going into it instead. Metallica will liken something tonight. Well, who knows? You know how I feel about Metallica, Wayne. I haven't been a fan since Cliff passed, so there you go. That's all I'm saying about that. Look at 11 people watching, 10 thumbs up. Awesome. We're going on for 40 minutes. Not going to stay on too much longer, but so this latest one is one of the best in years. Just yeah. Well, we were talking about that. Absolutely. They did get back to the roots quite a bit. I can't remember what songs precisely. Yeah, I heard something. I was like, okay, back to ritual, but I don't listen to a lot of thrash type stuff anymore. Lifetime achievement. We're getting to that age. No kidding. But what are you gonna do? They never give it to stuff, give the right awards to people in their prime or anything. It's always after the fact, when you get someone's kids wearing some vintage t-shirt that they paid 50, 60 bucks for at the mall with the name of a band they never heard of. Meanwhile, the parents have the entire back catalog sitting at home and they wouldn't listen to it if you paid them, right? So, who knows? Who knows? But at least some of us pick up some of these vintage tees because we like the bands, and aren't we all though? Yeah, aren't we all? They need Mustaine to get back to their roots. Well, yeah, Mustaine and Cliff. Although I love Robert Trio. I loved him in Suicidal. Infectious Grooves. I believe he was doing some stuff there. He played with Ozzy. I love his bass playing, but so it's not Cliff. Not a skinny runt wearing his denim tuxedo. Some of us have tees that are vintage. Yeah, no kidding. Ain't that the truth? I think I was telling Absolute Mayhem, I showed up for a gig once with a vintage Dinosaur Jr. t-shirt on. And Richie freaked out because it was one of his favorite albums. He's like, where'd you get that t-shirt? That's from a 1991 album. I was like, I bought the shirt in 1991. Wore it a few years. It sat in a box. I found it. Pulled it out for the show. Ah, yes, vintage tees. Don't even get me started on them. I lost a bunch of them years ago. That's all I'm saying. They'd be very cool today to have. Along with we've all lost stuff, right, guys? Anywho. So, yeah. I did messaging. Oh, we're still talking about band practice. I had a Slayer like that. I got it when the album was released. Yeah. Slayer, who is apparently one more time around, kick at the can this year. I was never really a Slayer fan for whatever reason. I just never got into them. But I can appreciate what they do. But people are making a big deal. Oh, it's like Buddy's wife is getting involved. Well, don't be surprised. A lot of these bands, the wives do a lot of the financial stuff because it's cheaper than paying actual accountants. And a lot of times the wives are running the households while the guys are out on the road anyway. So why not? You know, Ronnie James Dio's wife did it for ever. I think she's still involved in management in some way, shape, form, I wouldn't doubt. You know, obviously Sharon Osbourne, everybody knows about Sharon, and so why not? Something with Michael Schenker. I must have missed the first part, R2, R3 locking nut. Michael Schenker, another monster player, though, that's for sure. I was listening. Michael Schenker not in UFO for a period of time? Try to be different than wearing maiden tees. Yeah, there was a lot of maiden tees back in the day. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, need a guitar in my hands. You know how it feels, right? I bet you there's at least 3 of you watching that have a guitar in your hands as we speak. Well, Bruce has got to go. Well, guys, got to run. Take it later. You too, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Always appreciate your support, brother. Schenker was UFO. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Spotify, and they've been putting on a lot of UFO. I've never really got into them, but yeah, I should have, you know. Hey, Big Dan Hall's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Dan, are we friends on Facebook? Up to 77 subs. Yeah, I noticed that. Thanks, Absolute Mayhem. Yeah. Yeah, Big Dan Hall. I think we are friends on Facebook. I hope we are. If not, hit me up on Facebook. Big Dan Hall, the accountant, in the house. So, anything else you guys want to talk about this eve? Saw some of the Kiesel stuff there. Tone King was going over. That was some nice stuff. A little out of my price range. I'm more of a guitar flipper, trade up, lateral trades, buy and sell, just trying to get the arsenal up. Unfortunately, made a few bad deals. You know how it is. So kind of rebuilding again. Love the Kiesel stuff. Yeah. It is nice stuff. I just wish it would hold its resale value a little better. I remember Steve from Boston was saying that last week. It makes sense because they're all basically custom built guitars, so it's a little harder to sell a custom built guitar because it is that much more personalized. But buy low, sell high, and upgrade. Blackie D says, yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, my 2 biggest things, you know, these guys, this one in my 67, I'll never get rid of. So I got a lot of money tied up in them. Well, not really money tied up, but value tied up that I'd never get rid of any of them. So, although I do have a '89 American Strat, I'm probably going to get rid of. It does need a neck though, so I gotta source out a neck for it and figure that out and stuff. I just never play it. It's sitting in a flight case. I picked up a flight case for it last year in a trade on something. Acacia makes a nice guitar. Yeah, they do. Gotta have a few keepers. Well, definitely. But I'd like to get an actual Les Paul. But it's when I find the right one. It'll speak to me. Wouldn't mind, ironically enough, even though it was a terrible build year, a 74 Les Paul. I want a 74. That's the year I was born, you know, what the heck. Were you a fan of Kramer guitars? For the longest time, no. But that was only because I only ever played more of the entry-level plywood Kramers. You could barely keep them in tune, in my opinion. I thought the tone was crap. I couldn't understand why anybody would ever own one. Then I played some of the nicer ones, and they do play nice. And even the imports now, because I assume they're just strictly imported. I don't think there's an American-made Kramer out there. But the import stuff, yeah. All import stuff is good for the most part. You can't really buy a crappy guitar anymore, it seems. Well, you can, but they're essentially sold at toy stores. I do like the Kramers. Nope, went under late 90s. No, Kramer has been owned by Gibson for the last number of years, Absolute Mayhem. Last time they updated their website, although I haven't checked in about a month, was 2014. If you hear on the Giant, and I don't mean to throw him under the bus in any way, Steve Anderson is a big proponent of Kramer's, and he'll say how his local guitar shop, which is Long McQuaid, has 46 available. I've seen him mention a few times on Johnny Bean. That's old stock that Long McQuaid has that they'll obviously push through it. They're like Guitar Center, so they'll sell it through their national chain. But I don't think Gibson was really making much in the way, other than just to maintain stock numbers, maybe. But this year I saw some new Kramer stuff out, so I'm really happy about that. Because there seems to be a resurgence of, let's say, people our age that wanted them back in the day can now afford them now, and instead of choosing the red one or the black one or the white one, you get one of each. I'm noticing that a lot with the EVH stuff. As well, the Stripe series seemed. I had newer Kramer Pacer that was pretty nice. Yeah. They never really sold much in this area. I knew one guy, he had a Kramer, possibly a Beretta, single pickup, single volume pot, but I think it had a Strat style trim, so I stayed away from it. And for what he wanted for it, he wanted like 600 used for it, Canadian, and I was just like, no. I offered him 4, but he wouldn't take it. But at that time, again, I play these things. I have no use for a Kramer, especially doing the classic rock and not doing. We're not doing anything from the Sunset Strip. Nothing even approaching that. When I mentioned classic rock, we're doing more Beatles, Who, Neil Young. Not even the really hard stuff. So yeah, and especially I was basically a rhythm player at that time, strictly rhythm. So if I showed up with a Kramer, Richie being our lead player in the band, be like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" Like he was playing a lot of stuff on a 335, Strat, Tele, Les Pauls. So Hamer guitars, yeah, Hamer guitars came back last year, R2R3 Locking Nut. Re-released that NAMM last year that is import only out of either Korea or Indonesia. I think Korea. Actually, I think it might be the plant that was building the offshore stuff in previous times. Stream gone, or is it me? I think we're still going, Blackie. Well, we'll go a few more minutes, see what happens here. Guys, let me know if you are still having problems or not, or audio, video only. Gutter, it's still rolling. Okay, well, we'll wrap this up. And so, yeah, Hamer, strictly imports, excuse me. But they look pretty decent, using the same old castings, plans and stuff like that. From Korean manufacturer overseas. Decent price point. Haven't actually played one yet. Haven't seen one in the store yet. So, I'd be curious. I've always been a real fan of Hamers. Still have video. Excellent. I got a buddy, he's a big Hamer fan. He's owned a variety of Hamers over the years. He was flying that Hamer flag even 5 years ago, gigging with Hamer guitars and vintage, I guess, early 80s stuff. And he got rid of all of them, and he regrets it for sure. But we always talk Hamers every time we see each other. And being a big Def Leppard fan, I've always wanted a few Hamers. I think, yeah, there's a few of them I wouldn't mind. I'm trying to think if they were the ones that did it's a combination of a Les Paul Explorer, so of a Les Paul tailpiece, but had that Explorer lower horn sticking out, or was that a Dean? Remember Steve Clark playing something like that. Yeah, pretty slick guitars from Korea. P90 sound killer. Oh, of course, Jaden. Anything with a P90 sounds killer. One of my favorite P90 guitars I ever played was a Reverend Flying V with 3 P90s in it. It was the most obscene thing in the world, but it played amazing. A buddy of mine put up a review on it, and I think it's still on the Reverend website, linked to his YouTube video that he did on it. It's pretty cool. That was a Dean, yeah. I think they're pretty cool too. I want one of them. I don't know. That's the 80s in a nutshell right there. No, I can't remember the gentleman's name. He picked up he bought the name in the last couple of years and relaunched it at NAMM last year. As my memory serves. So yeah, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here, guys. Well, if you want to shout out, say something, come up here. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in that I could think of here off the top of my head. We had Dry Heat 480, R2, R3 locking nut. Mr. BHB Bruce was in the house, Sinner from our Metal Stage podcast, Adam EVH, Jim Guidry was here, Big Dan Hall, Absolute Mayhem Wayne, he's here. See you in the store, bring Moonshot. Yeah, I want to check that out, buddy. That's really cool. Who else do we have? Blackie DH, if I didn't mention you already, I saw you're in here. Jaden James, yes. Gone from USA, not sure who owns them. Yeah, I want to say the name was like a Jason McNamara, like he was, not to sound racist, Japanese American, like he had a Caucasian first name, but with a Japanese last name. Really cool guy, really cool guy. I want to say they're out of New York, New Jersey or something like that. Can't remember exactly. But either way, it's good to see them back. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really appreciate those thumbs up. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm going to find out what's going on for band practice, what night we're on for, or what have you. But yeah, I'll do that. And possibly there is a chance I may have a band practice Thursday. If that's the case, Richie and I will do a quick little vid and let you know when we will go up. Maybe we'll delay it by a day. We may go live Friday night. I'm not sure. I hope not, but hopefully we'll be on Thursday. So until then, guys, everyone enjoy your weekend. Be safe, and thanks again for tuning in. Cheers.